shocking news. You're dead. Yeah, how'd you know?
It took him forever to figure that out.
Guys, we were just speaking before we started rolling. This is a very special film. I always like to show whenever I take a lot of notes during a project. These are how many notes I took during Eternity.
Wow.
Oh, wow, you could see in the dark that well.
It's a little phone light. It helps.
Oh, okay.
Helps Miles, to start with
Nice.
you, your career began with some great rom-coms. That awkward moment is one of my favorite films.
There
One
you
of the
go.
reasons why I moved to New York. It makes me romanticize the city so well.
Yeah, heck yeah.
You, I feel like, haven't done a rom-com like this since you got married. Am I mistaken in saying that?
No, you're not mistaken in saying that.
How have you seen the genre evolve from those two different periods of your life, kind of pre-marriage and after?
Yeah, I don't know. I think I guess for my generation, it's like even something like You've Got Mail. I think that probably came out when I was like 9 or 10. I was on the earlier side. I think some of the romantic comedies maybe have leaned into the comedy a little more. There's kind of a lot more one-liners maybe. And what I loved about this, it felt very character-driven. There's a real arc here. You really care about kind of the progression of these characters, and it's incredibly heartwarming. And for me, I've certainly made some comedies where we're just going for the biggest laughs possible, but for this one, it just really felt truthful and sincere. And I like movies that treat the audiences with sincerity.
Yeah, the characters are so rich, especially Joan. You kind of get to play two different characters in this film because Joan's relationship with Luke is so different from her relationship with Larry. One side of you has those puppy dog, young love eyes. The other side is 65 years old or 65 years of marriage and going, you shouldn't have had the pretzels. And I noticed little things that changed, whether it be your eye acting, whether it be your vocal inflections, little things like that. Was that all intentional when playing those two halves of Joan, and how did you find those two different sides?
Well, I think when even if we have, without having lost someone, if we haven't seen someone that was important to us in a moment in our lives, we haven't seen them in 10 years, when we see them, we kind of return to the people that we were, even if we're trying not to. And so I thought about that a lot with Luke, and the woman she was obviously younger, but also maybe not as sure in how, like, what she has to say or how she says it, or her own mannerisms, or making a mistake or not wanting to, and like just being kind of overwhelmed by that kind of the butterfly feelings. Whereas with Larry, there's almost like a deflation.
Tired.
Yeah, a tired feeling. But it's because of that intimacy that you get from that kind of comfort with someone for so many years. And so there is a difference, I think we're all slightly different versions of ourselves depending on who we're with or who's around. And so I think it was an opportunity to get to show that.
Yeah, one was love without knowing loss, without having a mortgage. I thought that was one of the best lines in the film. It really stuck with me. Callum, Luke is a really good listener, and I picked up on this because when Larry references his great-granddaughter, Luke responds and says, Charlotte. Like, names are so hard to register, especially when you don't have a face to put to a name, but the fact that he remembered a little detail like that, I thought spoke a lot about who he is. Could you speak to the value of being a good listener?
What'd you say? He's been in the Junction for 67 years, he's been waiting for a long, long time. And I guess he's incredibly susceptible to everything around him and people that are coming through. People don't stay for a long time, and he's managed to build a few relationships with people that have stayed in the Junction to work. But really, he's been waiting for Joan this whole time. And to be a good listener, I guess, is about communication, separate to Luke.
Also, to be a good bartender.
Well, you
got to be a good listener. You go there for that. Sometimes
that's his job.
They listen to a lot of stories, man.
It's how you get a good tip. It's how you can afford to live in your nice area of the Junction. Miles, you're having a great week. The Michael trailer just came out. I was blown away by it.
I want to see it.
We get a brief snippet of Miles in it. You blink and you miss it, but everyone's making the rounds right now with the wig and the transformation. You're unrecognizable in this project. Could you speak?
I guess it's just a wig. Yeah, I don't know. I don't.
Was it really
I'm like
just
not
a wig?
online really too much, but some people are telling me that,
I only ask if it was just a wig because when I look at the freeze frame, it looks like there was no prosthetics on your face.
No, we did. Yeah, we did some stuff. Honestly, that hair and makeup team, the attention to detail. Obviously, the Michael estate is heavily involved. Jafar, who's his nephew, who's playing Michael, people are gonna freak out. He put so much. He had so much natural Michael that Jackson DNA in him, but he put the time in, like, several years before cameras started rolling. So yeah, I'm excited.
Wow, it's gonna be a big one. Callum, to talk about your future, Neuromancer, everyone is so elated that that project is actually being developed. The top comments on the production teaser trailer said, please don't mess this up. People are so in tune with this project. Are you still in production?
No, we finished about 6 weeks ago.
And did you mess it up?
I think maybe. No, we had William Gibson was a part of the process, and it's his book, it's his vision, it's all in, and I think we did a brilliant job. I'm excited, and everyone is really happy with it. So I'm excited for that to come out and share it with you guys.
Amazing. You're in the gold standard of sci-fi, serialized sci-fi.
I'd never done a sci-fi before, so it was an interesting. The thing about Neuromancer that's so beautiful is that it's a world that could exist. It's not a world that we have to think, oh, what's that? It's things that we recognize, and everything's incredibly tangible. And we did a good job.
I'll wrap with a fun one. I'm sure a lot of people have asked you about your dream eternities, but one thing I found very interesting about this film was the job you could take in the Junction if you are to wait for someone. What is a job that you wouldn't mind doing for maybe as long as 67 years?
In the Junction?
In the Junction, yeah.
I couldn't last there.
No job.
No,
Not at all.
I'd have to pick something. I don't think I could last in the
Bartender, because I would like to hear
Yeah, I'm with
people's.
you.
I do like people. I like talking to people. My wife is not a fan of small talk at all, but I enjoy, like, strangers.
She's a very good conversationalist.
She is,
Yeah,
but
but she doesn't
when
do
she
small
likes
talk.
her
She
small
goes,
group of
yeah.
people that she likes, but she's not a small talk person. I enjoy the, hey, here's a dime, let me hear your story and that kind of thing. That's
I
a
would
Grateful
get-
Dead lyric, but
Get the hell out of there. Yeah,
I would also, I would find my attorney.
Find your attorney. Yeah,
I guess I'm the only one who answered your question. So
Well,
you win.
one of the best jobs is bartender.
It is.
So what?
you could bartend with me, dude. I'm not
What
gonna
would
work every
you
day.
do?
I think bartender would be the one to go with.
Yeah, but that's the top.
Yeah,
that's
it's
the
kind of a
top
cheap
job.
answer. I don't want to mop floors,
No,
I
no.
don't want to.
But you have to do all of
guess I
that
would
stuff
cook for
to
people.
get.
I liked being a
So-
chef. Yeah, I used to want to be a chef when I was
Yeah, I
younger.
wouldn't mind cooking
Yeah,
for people.
like a telechef.
But, oh gosh. I
Emerald
haven't-
Lagasse. Bam.
Here's something I made earlier.
Yeah. Look at this. Yeah.
That could be fun. Well, guys, this is a very special film. Always an honor to
Thank you
talk
so
about a
much.
good rom-com.
Appreciate it.
A moment for rom-coms this year.
Yeah.
24. These love triangles. Materialist was awesome. So
Yeah.
you guys kicked
Good.
it out of the park. Knocked
Thank
it out
you
of
You
the
so
park.
got
much.
good hockey hair.
Thank you.
Yeah, they call it a bucket. That's what they refer to the hair in hockey.
Oh, it doesn't look
Got a
like a
good
bucket.
bucket.
That's a bucket.
No, that's just what they refer to, like your flow. Your hair is called a
Oh,
bucket.
yeah.
Not that it
You
looks like
do
a
have
bucket.
a flow.
Yeah.
It looks
Thank,
nice.
Thank you very much. So,
Yeah, it looks good.
Made my day. Thank you guys very much.
Nice suit, nice hair, cool shoes.
I hope this is all on camera. It's going in my broadcast.
That's why I said it while you're still sitting.
My client clearly has a very difficult decision to make.
Yeah.